Don't get mad yet. Look at him. Look, isn't he cute? Don't you just want to pet him and cuddle him? Look at those cheeks. You want to pinch those, don't you? Yes. Yes, you do. Now you're all nice and relaxed. Good, good. Now I can piss you off.
Everybody like, hey, are you ready to go? Ready to go. Everybody like, hey.
Well, alright, what is going on, y'all? Soul here, and welcome back to my story mode. And I can guarantee you that neither of us right now thought that my first upload this year would be anything Pokemon related. And yet here we are. So as you saw in the title here, I'm just gonna be straight out with it. I am terrified of Gen 4 remakes. The idea of having Gen 4 remakes anytime soon in the near future actually scares me. I don't think I want that. And you know, as big of a Pokemon fan as I am, and you know, Gen 4 being my favorite gen of all time, you know, you would think that I would be ecstatic, super excited. But you know, based on what we received within the last year or so, I'm not sure we're ready for that yet. So it's a whole thing, and we're gonna get into it, but I want to make a couple of things clear here. For starters, I'm okay with Gen 8. I don't hate Gen 8. Don't get me wrong here. I don't hate Galar. It's just one of the weaker games. Story-wise, Pokemon design-wise, it could be a lot better. It could be a lot worse, but it could be a lot better. And you know, there's just a lot of things here that make it a very mixed bag for me, that make it one of the weaker games for me, that even though it's the most accessible and I'm probably still going to play it until the next game, that's just inevitable, I have very mixed feelings about it. And, you know, I think the best way for me to, you know, get my feelings about, you know, the Galar region out there is to do it like a full-fledged review on it. And now that the DLC is out, I would definitely like to do a big review on it. And that would, you know, perfectly explain everything that I feel about the game, everything I like about it, everything that I hate about it, and just what my overall general idea and opinions are regarding Gen 8. Because now that the DLC is out, the game is pretty much complete, and now we're just waiting on the next game at this point. And the DLC added positively and negatively to the overall experience that I had with Pokemon Sword and Shield. So there's a lot to talk about there, and we only just received the DLC about 2 months ago, so it's still fresh. There's still a lot to consider and a lot to go over, so I want to talk about all of that down the line for you guys to understand that. And I will probably, I'm talking about it right now because you'll probably see some weird little maybe link or bar or something like that maybe in the top right corner of the video at some point. I don't know. But you know, obviously now that they are finished, based on the usual pattern that we went by, it was, you know, safe to assume that we would be getting Gen 8 games. And I do feel bad, but at the same time I don't feel bad for a lot of the people that were expecting some kind of crazy announcement during the New Year's live stream that they did for 2021 with the astronauts. What were y'all expecting, man? I mean, I get it. On one hand, it seemed like such a perfect setup. Like, oh, they're doing a watch the sunrise with us. Like, oh my god, Gen 4 remakes have to be coming because Dialga Palkia, time and space, you know, space. It's gotta be Palkia, you know? No, bro. They just had a conversation with an astronaut while Pikachu was floating around in the background. I didn't know what was going on, and I don't really care to know what was going on. I didn't wake up and watch that because I knew it was gonna be some nonsense. So, I'm glad I didn't waste my time. Like, I love Pokemon to death, please don't get me wrong, but I can admit when they, you know, I can own up and say that sometimes they can waste my damn time. So, either way, the pattern usually shows that by, you know, this time, or by late this year, or maybe early next year, most likely late this year, we would be getting Gen 4 remakes, or remakes for, you know, Diamond and Pearl, or maybe Platinum, who knows. You know, we haven't really been following the usual pattern. For the last 2 games we've been getting, or for the last couple games, no, for the last 3 games we've been getting sequels as opposed to remakes. And, you know, personally, I think I'm leaning more towards the idea of being okay with sequels than remakes. Because for the last couple games, we got Black 2, White 2, and then X and Y, that's when we got the Gen 3 remakes, and then Gen 6? No. Gen 6 was X and Y. Gen 7 was Sun and Moon, and that's when we got Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and now we're on Gen 8. So Okay, I take it back. So if there is a pattern, we would be getting Gen 4 remakes now. Sorry, it is very late for me. You guys caught me at another late night one. What's good, baby? What's good? So anyway, so you guys are here to hear me talk about why Gen 4 remakes are kind of scary. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you're just here to keep me on in the background or whatever. Hey, grab your coffee, grab your cocoa, grab your s'mores, your hot chocolate, and let's go ahead and get into what's so scary about having Gen 4 remakes. Now, I do have an upside to things, but I'm going to start with the downside because that's what I'm here to talk about. So I'm going to talk about what scares me first. For example, I cannot do these boring reused assets again. I think we've been using the exact same models and a lot of the same animations and stuff like that. I mean, there were some updated animations and the moves and stuff like that, kind of, but for the most part, we've been using, you know, very similar assets since Gen 6. We're a little tired, bro. We're a little tired. Okay, I want something new. I want something fresh. You know, make the Pokemon move a little more. Y'all did Pokemon Coliseum and Gale of Darkness, and y'all had some very unique moving Pokemon. All right, they were wavy, they were loose, and they also pertained to the Pokemon's personality in a very, very clever way, for the most part. So you guys don't really have much of an excuse when you guys got rid of a majority of the Pokédex. To, you know, make do for animations. Well, we told that was what was happening. That's what we wanted. So we were like, okay, do what you have to do. And we didn't get that. So what's good, y'all? And I guess this mostly pertains to, you know, the animations of the Pokemon. However, there are some instances where it also pertains to the animations of some of the characters. Like they do some of the same boring movements or whatever. Hop literally does the exact same animations and movements as Trent from Pokemon Let's Go and How, I believe. He moves like the exact same way. Okay, why is that? Why can't we have a rival with some new animations? Why can't my man get something new? He's an important character that we have to see all the time. Why can't he get his own one unique animation? All right, that's not the Hop animation. Okay, that's the rival animation. We can't have that anymore, bro. That's why that's something that very much bugs me and I don't enjoy it. So hopefully something there can get touched up upon. Okay. That one's kind of a tinier one as opposed to the other things. The next big thing that I wanted to touch upon is, you know, I'm very scared of them kind of breaking the original game's world to make room for the new mechanics. So because we currently have wild areas and Dynamax Pokemon, it kind of puts the fear in God in me that they're gonna absolutely just kind of destroy Sinnoh as we know it in a way. Not absolutely destroy. I'm being dramatic. I'm being super dramatic, but hear me out. They're gonna take, you know, what we know of Sinnoh. For example, you know, there's gonna be some weird part of Sinnoh that's just turned into a wild area. Okay, because if this is gonna work anything like Gen 3, they're gonna change up the timeline or something like that, like they did in Gen 3, and say, oh no, this is, you know, this is different from, you know, Emerald and stuff that you know. Okay, this isn't the same realm, this isn't the same universe. Okay, this is something completely different. So this next version of Sinnoh may be something entirely different, and you know, maybe this is just the Gen 4er in me, you know how they call them Gen 1ers, you know, this is maybe the big baby Gen 4 in me that doesn't want things to change. But at the same time, you know, if we're gonna go to, you know, I'd like to refrain from changing too much with the world, you know what I mean? I don't want to have to destroy the world as we enjoy it, you know, to make room for wild areas and Dynamax Pokemon, unless y'all can do that right. And I'm kind of worried about that. I don't even know exactly how that would work. Okay, there's only a couple of specific areas that I could think of that would maybe work for wild areas in this game, but at the same time, I don't really see that working out all too well in the long run. So me personally, I just don't really care for the idea of them changing up the entirety of the layout, you know, when we're clearly looking forward to the world as we knew it, but updated graphic wise and maybe story wise and stuff like that, just to make room for Dynamax Pokemon, you know, because that could also potentially mess with the story too. You know, Cyrus being who he is, you know, he's gonna want to, he wants to destroy the world and remake it anew. So the idea of, you know, taking Dynamax Pokemon and utilizing them to capture Giratina and destroy the world or whatever, get Dynamax Giratina or whatever he has to do, Gigantamax Giratina, something crazy like that, that's too much. That's too much. Okay, I don't want that to happen. I think that's what worries me the most. You know, the world itself, you know, they're probably gonna have to do something, you know, to make room for Gigantamax Pokemon, because that's just what they do. If they were to do it, that's inevitable. But I think what scares me the most is that it may affect the story too, and I feel like that's just overkill. You know, Mega Evolutions, I mean, I guess they kind of got away with that in Gen 3 with using Primal Evolutions, or whatever they called that, a primal form of Kyogre and Groudon. I don't know, I feel like they kind of cheated that one, but it worked, I guess. They made it work somehow. So I'm just kind of fearful as to what they'll do story-wise when it comes to trying to shove in their new mechanic. You know what I mean? Because this isn't necessarily something we needed before to make Pokemon work. Okay, so that's what kind of just irks me a little bit. The idea that they're gonna find a way to just shove that in there and make it work, even if it doesn't look or feel right. and that's what scares me. At first, when I was going into this explanation, I was a little scared that wouldn't make sense, but along the way, I found what I was talking about. I can't lie to y'all. Welcome to me, bro. Next on the list here is the fact that I don't want all the challenge taken away yet again. Gen 8 was completely handholdy, and because of the Dynamax and Gigantamax mechanic, it made it so easy to train and get good Pokemon right off the bat that the rest of the game was a joke. You know what I mean? I was able to get level 30 Pokemon before I made it to the first gym, for God's sakes, if I really wanted to. Alright? Pokemon in general has never been like crazy strict, or at least not for the last couple games. They have not been strict about the level cap for your Pokemon. If you trained that Pokemon, even if you got it over leveled, it would still, you know, generally listen to you, unless it was a traded Pokemon. So, other than that though, you can utilize and abuse the mechanic of Dynamax and Gigantamax Pokemon and get as many candies as you need and get as many good Pokemon as you need and level them up as high as you need or whatever, and just completely eradicating any challenge. If you can avoid trainers, you probably will end up doing so, because you don't want to overpower your Pokemon too much, or you don't find the need to fight against those trainers because you're good. You don't need that experience. You have the candies that you earned from Dynamax battles that you can just easily grind out, because really it's not all that hard. Even though it made it feel that way at the beginning, it's not all that complex. I feel like it's such an easy mechanic to manipulate in the long haul. And so that right there, that one mechanic can really just take away the challenge. Again, you can make the challenge for yourself. You know, I probably definitely will. I'm not going to overlevel my Pokemon or anything like that if that were the case. But, you know, I just call me a big baby. But just the option being right in front of your face for you to have to go out of your way to create the challenge, like turning it into a Nuzlocke and stuff like that, I feel like that's excessive. You know what I mean? I want hard mode. I want Cynthia to body me with that Giratina just like she did day one in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. I want to get creamed by that freaking Garchomp. Alright, we're not playing any games here. So, that's my take on that. So, I guess I already talked about, like, you know, having a weaker version of the story. So, overall, that's just my general feelings towards the, you know, scary parts of getting Gen 4 remakes. Overall, it's not the worst things. It's just like, I don't think I want it, you know, because I feel like it's way too soon. What we got with Gen 8 here really proved to us that they're trying to, you know, even though they claim they're not working that fast and that they have plenty of time to work on the Pokemon games, they say that, but it doesn't show. You know, Pokemon games have been the same forever. It's been very stale, and the only thing that keeps it going really to keep things new and fresh is adding new Pokemon and new gimmicks and slightly new graphics. That's it. We don't have the unique stories anymore, you know, we don't really have the crazy hard rivals or battles like we used to. It's just, here's Pokemon, it's kind of new and it's kind of shiny, pay full price. You know, that's really what I mean at the end of the day when I say that Gen 4 remakes terrify me, because I don't want it to be utilized as a cash grab. Okay, I don't want it to be utilized as, all right, it's annual, so Pokemon has to be out this year, meaning we're going to sacrifice a ton of possible mechanics and story and uniqueness of the game and, you know, graphics and everything just to get this game out and make a fat buck, because Pokemon is one of the most successful franchises on this freaking earth. Okay, that's what scares me. I just don't want it to be abused and utilized because it's an annual it's an annual thing. I don't want that. So that's my takeaway. I do have, you know, there are some things that I do look forward to, though. You know, not everything is going to be all bad. You know, there was something, just like there was some things that I looked forward to for Gen 8. There is definitely going to be some things that I look forward to and probably will end up enjoying and playing if Gen 4 remakes were to come out. Like, you know, for example, the possible utilization of other characters. Like, maybe, like I said, we don't really usually get much story. However, we may be able to get a little more like unique character depth on the leaders for Team Galactic, like the other side leaders that aren't Cyrus, you know, like Jupiter and all them, all the planet the planet kids, you know what I mean? The planet leaders, you know, I want a little more on them. I want to be able to see more of their personality shine through. I want to, you know, see what kind of Pokemon they would utilize from all gens. You know, I feel like there's a lot of potential there for these characters to be utilized and maybe fleshed out a little bit more if possible. I was thinking maybe even if we do or don't, whatever the case, if we do or don't get Dynamax or Gigantamax Pokemon back, I would be totally fine just going back to Mega Evolutions or even Z moves. Preferably not Z moves, but you know, they seem to be in huge favor of Mega Evolutions. Look what they did with Pokemon Go. You know what I mean? They love Mega Evolutions. And so I would be more than okay if we were to get Mega Evolutions back as opposed to Dynamax Pokemon, because adding Dynamax Pokemon again would really shift the world of Sinnoh as we knew it. But you know, Mega Evolution doesn't really need to do all that. It still adds, you know, a little bit of flavor to the fighting, but it doesn't destroy as much. And I'd be totally okay with that if we were to just go back to that very simple mechanic. Doesn't take much to please me. And then being able to look forward to, you know, 3D models of all the characters that we know, you know, Lucas and Dawn, all the 3D models of the city, you know, Barry. I would love to see freaking Rowan in 3D, bro. I can't wait to see Rowan in 3D if we ever get him. I would be ecstatic. Okay, Jubilife City would probably look so pretty. Okay, if done right, of course. You know what I mean? I don't want big empty cities and stuff like that, like we got at the, you know, in the first city of of 8th gen. That city was dead. You know, there were some people here and there, but I want to see folks walking around like in Gen 5. You know, I want to see some livelihood in that city. All right, I would look for. That's what I look forward to. That's what I want to see. A big lively Jubilife city. You know what I mean? That's what I want. That's what I would look forward to. So, I guess my big takeaway from this is I'm gonna sound a little bit like a broken record here. So sorry about this. Is that I just overall don't want it to get the Gen 3 treatment where it's kind of thrown out a little bit as a I don't want it to get thrown out as a bit of a cash grab because it's supposed to be annual, and so a lot of time and resources and ideas are sacrificed simply because the game needs to be out for holiday season. Now, because of Corona, it's very unlikely that we're even gonna get a Pokemon game this year. I kind of doubt it, and honestly, for the first time in my life, I'm gonna say please don't give us a Pokemon game this year. We need more time. You guys need more time to develop a solid game, whether it be the next gen or the next remake. Just take the time you need, okay? Especially during Corona, I think more than ever, y'all are gonna really look at it and just be like, okay, there's not much we can do here. Let's take the time to develop things we need to develop them. Or develop things the way we need to develop them, so that we can get some good quality games out at a solid time. You know, I don't really feel I don't think it necessary to always have a fat Pokemon game ready to go for holiday season. Sounds excessive to me, personally. Just get Breath of the Wild 2 ready. I think we'll be okay then. So, yeah, that's my take on it. Overall, Gen 4 remakes are a lot more scary than they would be exciting. And I really just hope that if Gen 4 remakes are next on the list of games, just take the time with it. Hell, even if it's not for Gen 4 remakes, take your guys' time with it. If you guys are going to make a sequel for Gen 8 or for Sword and Shield, take your time with it. There's no rush. I want to see some fresh stuff. Probably won't, but I'd like to put my hopes in you guys and hope that, you know, we get something solid. Okay. But that's it for yet another one of my rambles. Did I make any sense to you guys? I'm very tired, but I've been wanting to talk about this one for a while, especially since the New Year's sunrise live stream happened last week. I really did want to get this video out before then, but man, I can't even lie to y'all. I just wanted to just take a couple days break. You know, I went kind of ham there at the end of the year, and I'm proud of what I did. You know, I'm happy with the work that I put in, and I deserve a little. I felt I deserved a little bit of a break. But you know, I'm back. I want to get back into the workflow here, and I want to talk more about Pokemon. You know, I don't mind going more in detail about my thoughts on, you know, Pokemon as a series, ideas that I have for Pokemon, or anything like that. You know, so I don't know, maybe we could talk about the next gimmick. I don't know. I'm down to talk about more Pokemon always, but overall, I want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys even think we're going to get Gen 4 remakes? Do you guys think we're going to get anything remotely similar to, you know, a sequel or something like that? Do you think we're going to get even a Pokemon game this upcoming year? Because again, usually it's pretty annual, and you could say that this year they kind of cheated with the DLC, because this is usually around the time that we'd have a new Pokemon game, but this is the first time they've utilized DLC instead of new games. Okay, do you think we're gonna get more DLC instead? I don't know. Maybe that's another Pokemon video we could talk about. I don't know. But I want to hear you guys' thoughts on everything, and I'm curious. So, do be a skedaddle o'clock, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop on out of here. I want to thank you guys ever so much for watching. I truly do hope you enjoyed. Do me the greatest favor of dropping a like and a comment, and I really do hope to see you guys in the next video. Do me the greatest favor of taking good ass care, and I'll see you all then. Bye.